February 2, 2017, 08:00 MEST. How to handle Trump's changes at the SBA. Brock Blake. Contributor. Small Business Strategy. This article is more than 4 years old. In the coming weeks, Donald Trump's Small Business Administration, SBA, nominee, Linda McMahon, former co-founder, president, and CEO of the World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporated, WWE, will be sworn in as the 26th administrator of the SBA. But before she's even taken office, Donald Trump issued an executive order to cut federal business regulations. During a listening session with small business leaders, Trump emphasized the negative effect of regulations on businesses, saying, "As you people know better than anybody, it's almost impossible now to start a small business. And it's virtually impossible to expand your existing business because of regulations." Despite critics wrestling with Trump's changes and successor at the SBA, the new executive order, McMahon's background as an entrepreneur, and her recent statements at the confirmation hearing on Tuesday, January 24, 2017, have given insight into changes the administration hopes to make and how they plan to run the SBA. A champion for small businesses and women. Over the past 30-plus years, Linda McMahon and her husband Vincent have built the WWE into a company worth roughly $1.5 billion. Like all small businesses owners, they had to start from scratch. In her confirmation hearing, McMahon elaborated, saying, "We started out sharing a desk. Over decades of work and strategic growth, we built it into a publicly traded global enterprise with more than 800 employees." During the early months of the business, McMahon had to decide whether she should continue leasing a typewriter or if she had enough money to buy one. Something as small as $12 a month made a huge difference in their budget. McMahon added, "Like all small business owners, I know what it's like to take a risk on an idea, manage cash flow, navigate regulations, and create jobs." After serving as CEO of the WWE from 1997 to 2009, McMahon left the WWE to pursue a career in politics. In 2010 and 2012, McMahon ran for the U.S. Senate as a Republican candidate in Connecticut. After 2 unsuccessful attempts, she concentrated on her next venture, Women's Leadership Live, which aims to educate, inspire, and empower women to stand out as catalysts for change and to build a world where women obtaining and exercising power is both expected and commonplace. Now, she will soon be administrator of the SBA. Tagging into the SBA. Before last week's confirmation hearing and Trump's executive order, it was unknown what changes were in the works at the SBA. Echoing what Trump said on his campaign trail, and what McMahon said in her hearing, the new administration plans to ease regulations on small businesses. 10 days after becoming the 45th president, Donald Trump issued an executive order to do just that. The executive order follows a one-in, two-out plan, which means that for every new regulation on businesses, federal agencies have to cut 2 existing regulations. The logic behind this policy is that removing 2 existing rules will offset the costs of new regulations. Improving small business lending is toughest match yet. Ultimately, the goal of the SBA is to improve conditions for small businesses in the United States. To do that, the new administration needs to think outside the box. The executive order to cut business regulations is a step in the right direction, but SBA loans are still restricted to bank lenders and only seem to go to borrowers that don't really need a loan. To create a larger market and improve the process for small businesses, the SBA leadership needs to create a charter where any non-bank lender can apply to become an SBA lender and add additional loan products. Providing guarantees to loan products that serve the middle class would ease regulations on small businesses even more and put capital in the hands of businesses that need it most. The problem stems from the perception in Washington that all non-bank lenders are bad. The new SBA should start by really learning about these vendors and how they are providing much-needed access to capital. Understand who they are, what they do, the customers they serve, and the value they add to small businesses and lending. Coming off a record-setting year for SBA loans, adjusting the underwriting criteria and understanding non-bank lenders can help further economic development of America's small businesses. By opening up the SBA's charter to non-bank lenders, the SBA and the government will gain access to highly desired small business loan data that can provide critical information on small businesses across the country. In addition, they will have leverage with non-bank lenders to create more uniform guidance and controls around borrower experience and transparency. Trump's changes, McMahon's background and her advocacy for small businesses, women and entrepreneurs are a step in the right direction, but the new leaders need to be willing to work with non-bank lenders and small business owners to succeed. If that happens, there's a chance they can follow through on Trump's statement that they are going to create an environment for small business like we haven't had in many, many decades.